Going to be a shtickle a hemshich of the series of the Shuir in the tikkun aspect in the avoidance of those that you can do in order to become close to the Eibishter. I'm going to talk about, because I don't know when we're going to have time to talk about it before the yard site. I'm going to talk a little bit about one of the tzaddikim that lived in our generation, that you have just spent Shabbos with by the Marash, that Baruch Hashem was a little bit tiny drop now, and his present that he was Megala to the world as a Shlich Neman to the great Heilige Rebbe of Nachman. And it's totally about the more that we understand and appreciate the Matana of Marash to the world, the more we'll be able to appreciate the gewaltige Eitzes that the Heilige Chachamenu, Zechronim Levracha, gave us in the Avodah that we're going to discuss today. So first of all, as we're in the midst of discussing the Avodas HaKedushas, the Heilige Avodas and Tshuva, and how a Yid could become close and be mesaken his Avodas of Pegam HaKedusha, so the Svarim and the Tzaddikim, so many Eitzes and Eitzes and Eitzes, Svarim and Svarim and Svarim and Svarim, Gewaldige and Yanim, each one is Chashav Meyoid, starting from Mamish, the greatest Mekubalim, the greatest Tzaddikim, the Sigufim, the Taneisim, which Avad and Avada is not shaykh for us, and it's not shaykh for this door, and it's probably wrong for somebody to try to go in that route. Today, for somebody to try to make Gilgul Shalag, and I'll tell you guys the story. One time I tried making Gilgul Shalag. Avada probably was more for the shtick than for the reality, to be able to tell the Chevra that I tried doing it. And now we were up in the Chermon in the middle of the winter, and the snow was not in the Rus. And Avada, it was Avodas HaKodesh. We took ourselves a little bit as man in the middle of this man, we went skiing up north, and we came to it was an empty lot, mamish, beautiful snow, untouched, mamish heilig. And we decided that, let's chaparayim, Gilgul Shalag. It was a hill, you can roll down, nobody sees, nobody knows anything. We can do what we got to do. The mitzvah say, anyways, so the Kaim mitzvah is tikkun tshuva in order to do Gilgul Shalag and correct all our avoidance. And we start going down the mountain. I started rolling down the mountain, and about 2 minutes in, you can't see what's going on under that snow, and I hit my head in a rock so hard, my face. First, my glasses smashed from the impact as mom was going down the hill. And if you understand how you're supposed to do Gilgul Shalag, it's very uncomfortable. And as we're going down, Mom was I whacked my face into the rock. I thought I lost my nose over there, but Baruch Hashem, I still have it. And my glasses I lost. And Mom was scratched up. I was beaten. I had a bigger ticket than I thought. I thought I was only doing Gilgul Shalag. And I almost had glasses. Who knows what type of ticket I was to over there. But the Matthias is, it's not sure for inside dort, avoid this, to mean without pennies, l'shem shemayim, and it's not for it. I think if they say today, go to Kalta Mikveh, says I begin from Gilgul Shalag. A cold mikveh, you get to the cold mikveh, some say that is B'koim Gilgul Shalag. Others, other things that a person can do b'koim. You have snow. I've seen by my Rebbe, the Shemayim, that whenever in Yerushalayim was going to have some snow, they bring him in a dish, some snow, and used to take some and used to put it on his forehead 3 times. I forget which psukim used to say. Maybe which part did he say? Maybe he said maybe that's possible. He used to put it 3 times. Said Gilgul Shalag, a kitzur Gilgul Shalag. I don't know if somebody, but you have Sigufim Taneisim, you have the Baba Sali, you have the Helge Ribnitzer. They fasted mamish leman tshuva Shabbos to Shabbos. Literally, what does that mean? From Havdalah Motzei Shabbos. They didn't eat anything. Till Erev Shabbos Kodesh, till Friday night Kiddush. Till Friday night Kiddush. No night, no midnight snacks, no drinks, no water, no food. Garnish. At Pekuach Nefesh Mamish. Try to go do that today. I mean, Shem Yerachim. It's a kind of Mavus Mamish for us. Tzaddikim, the Baba Sali wanted to answer to somebody that asked him. I think we spoke about it once. I said the story last week or something. He said that now you see that he said, I'm over 70, you're a young man. He said, I would that it's only on Kimoitze Fi Hashem, right? Only what the Torah and Rachnius say. That was the Baba Sali. People, I always say over the famous story, the Chaslosa brings it down by the times of the Yapteruv, that he was a fellow, and he made a cheshbon and nefesh by himself. And he came to the recognition, he made a cheshbon like this. He made a cheshbon, I'm a huge Talmid Chacham. I already learned so much Torah. Nigla, Shas Bal Perish, Chalmi Bal Perish, Chanor Bal Perish. I'm a chashuv guy. Zoya. How many times I went through Zoya, Kisveri, Mamish, chashuv guy. And I still wasn't zoiche to Gila Elio. I wasn't zoiche still, to gewisse Sachen. Must be that now I have to do some sigufen. This is what the Shid was saying. And I think it's time for me to fast from Shabbos to Shabbos. It's a past for me. The Dargah Ramah, I know so much to learn more. My avodah probably now has to be avoided. It's a past for me now, you know the story? It's time for me now. It's time to do Tanesim from Shabbos to Shabbos. Fine. So this fellow starts Sunday. He feels so good about himself. Wow. No, it was Monday. He's like, wow, Mom, I feel like I'm Malach. I'm ready for the Novi. Tuesday, he's ready for Avraham Avinu. His mom is like, oh, Wednesday, he's got to get a little shlach. It's getting hard for him. But, holy I am. Wednesday, 4 days, I haven't yet eaten anything, not drank anything. Must be this what it feels like to be a Malach. Thursday, okay, Mom, it's not so easy, but I can't give up now. I made it. Friday morning, he wakes up, and he's feeling cuckoo a little bit. Feeling a little cuckoo. He's feeling, he starts like in his mind, like some nonsense apicursus is falling into his head, like, he's questioning the mitzvah, like, it can't be. I'm supposed to be holding, where's El Ramavi? Where's Moshe Rabbeinu? Where's Gilui Elikusavi? Instead, he's thinking, Chas v'chalila. The Mamish can't control himself. Mamish pushes till Chatzos. No way he can make it. He's even acting funny. He starts talking to Meshuggah Nazareth. Quickly, he breaks his fast. I almost made it. If I probably would have waited another 3 hours till the Shkia, my stomach would have had Arsini all over again. Mamish, I messed it up. You can't say that. Shabbos has good. Packs it in and makes sure he has 6 portions of everything. Can I get the Sheshes Shemayachor that he didn't have? And can I get the next Sheshes Shemayachor that he won't have? Mamish, he's ready. Matzah Shabbos with Chilur Chimel. Nochamoch takes a deep breath before Havdalah. Last juice he's going to drink a little grape juice. V'zeu, yes, this time the Shabbos, my avodah. Such a yid like me that almost made it last week. That knows Kalatar Kulov. People know about me. These people have a chashuv guy. So pass for me now. This week I'm leaving Latzliach Noyer. This week with Shabbos I'm going to fast. Kids, on Sunday night he's dancing. Wow, I'm doing it. I'm feeling it that this week I have it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Nachal starts getting very rough. Thursday, he starts feeling wacky things that's going on in his head. He's like, this is for sure the signs of Avraham Avinu Mustama. I hold up until tomorrow. I'm going to be Zeichadu. Friday morning, he wakes up, and if Mamish no cheshik just film, he's doubting. He's like, what in the world? This is crazy. And now he starts talking even a little foolish. And his Bnei Bayis tell him, I think it's high for you to leave the house. You're a little loony binny. No, kids, they force him to eat something, and he's like, nah, can't believe it. What's going on, kids? The next week he tries it again until Mamish. This time he's going to Ville. He gets up in the morning and he says he's going to the local bishop and he wants to shmatzich. The family has to lock him into a room. The father went total cuckoo. Total cuckoo. From thinking that his mom is the Mashiach by choice of him and David together. All of a sudden, Imam realizes that the guy's talking up in curses, doesn't want to eat, or he thinks it's in a sign when he's talking about who knows what. They run to the Heilige Abderuf. And they tell the Heilige Abderuf, the Heilige Abderuf, they tell him every room. They say, we don't know, our father went crazy. He started fasting with Shabbos or Shabbos. I mean, at least he's trying to. And as it gets closer to Shabbos, he starts talking, he was so embarrassed that because today we couldn't let him out of the house, he wanted to run schmatzig. Heilige Abderuf says, you know what? He says, listen to me. I want him this week. I'm going to make the ticket with him. I want him this week. Let him fast again. Tell him this week you should fast because I commanded him to fast. And I'm telling you kids, do not let him eat until your daddy is goisesing. Till his mom is dropping dead. Till his nose is purple and his toes is green and his eyes are mamish at the last minute, revive him. Just don't. Oh boy, what does that mean? I'm telling you he has to fast. And don't, no matter what he's screaming, don't until mamish, like the last minute, mamish until I met a lady, it's over. Don't let him. Kids, that's what he says, that's what he commanded. They come home, they give the father teeth right away, they're like, listen, next week the Heilige Abderuf said you have to fast, and you're fasting because of the commandment that the Abderuf said a ticket for all your avoidance and chamuras, avoidance zora, mamish. Yeah, the Chazal tell us that all our Hureh is not considered anything, but Hureh Zora is you need a tshuva, the Abderuf is commanding you a ticket for this, you have to fast. Say that probably now, with the help of the Abderuf, the stam, I'll make it. I feel so geschmack about himself. But now it's the Abderuf is mitzavim. He goes with a different Sunday, he starts fasting. Usually Sunday night, he felt like a malach. As it's getting shki Sunday, guy's not breathing. He's so hungry. He goes to the kitchen, and by the kitchen door is his bachar, a big, huge guy, 6 foot long erections. He's like, no, Tati. He's like, I gotta eat. I'm telling you, I'm giving up. I don't need no madrigis. I need nothing. I need a piece of kokosh. I need nothing. Just give me a piece of food. They're like, no. After he said nothing, he's like, kids. Right, he goes back into his bed, maybe he'll sleep with it. He's starving. It's at midnight. And maybe he goes to the neighbor, he's about to walk out the door. He's got 2 other kids there. He's like, listen, I need my drinks. I need nothing, not today. So I just need a bagel with cream cheese. Give me something. Come on, he gonna give me something. They're like, no, after kids, he falls himself back to sleep. Mom, she wakes up Monday morning. He's seeing stars. He's seeing the moon. His mom, she says, maybe this is all the galuyim I'm looking for. But it's not a schmack. And I just need food. Make me a coffee. Give me something. A cup of water, something. Kitchen's closed. His mom, all his kids. The Abderuf said nothing. His mom is getting Monday afternoon. Can't live with himself. His mom is. He starts falling to the floor. He's like, I'm not making it, I'm telling you. I'm looking at him, he's still, noch nicht, that's not what the Abderuf meant. He's still alright. His mom is falling. Pushes it till Monday night. His mom is crying. Just, please give me something to eat. I'm telling you, I'm done. Just to make it sure. Kennish, please, something. They're like, not yet. She starts fainting. That was like Monday night, late in the middle of the night, maybe it was even Tuesday morning. They look and they think, possible that the Abderuf meant this. He's not responding. They're like, Daddy! They're like, blah, I think this isn't quick. Let's get him something. They spritz up down his throat a little mashke. They wash off his face. And the mom gets up and they prepare him and he's like, telling you. And he says, okay, now that you're revived, now you have to go to the Abderuf. And he says, yeah, but what happened? The first few weeks I was doing it by myself. Sunday night, gosh, Wednesday started, and Thursday, that because of here, midday Sunday, I was already bugging out, doing a shake. He said, let me tell you something. We know that Achila doesn't just rejuvenate the guf. We know, like Itaka says, Lo yala lechem lavadu yichya adam, elal kol moitzefi Hashem. These are mitzvahs. Moshe Tov taught us, right? We know, we say in davening, right? When we say Friday night, pass me the siddur behind you, right behind you. We say the Heilige Word from the Heilige Moshe Tov. We say every Friday in Hoidu. Yeah, Reiven gam tzemeim. What's the word? Reiven gam tzemeim. Nafshim Tasativ. Reiven gam tzemeim. Nafshim behem Tasativ. Reiven gam tzemeim was so hungry and so thirsty. But Nafshim behem Tasativ. There's a nefesh within the food. There's a nitzitz key within the food. That's what we have to. That's what we have to bring into ourselves. That nitzitz key. So there's nutrient and there's vitamins in the food, and a person has to eat healthy and has to eat gesund because it gives him chiyas. But chutz from them, besides all of the gashmis that he gets koich from the food, but pashtus on a basic, simple understanding level, there's the shoma gets chiyas from the food also. Like we spoke last week a few times, the meaning of the food. Food gives chiyas to the person, it gives a seichel. His whole ruchnius is dependent on his food. Like we said last week, the whole shmuz. Person eats food which is kosher, his whole essence, his machshavos are heilig. Why is that? Because there's netzoitzes akdoishes, there's holy sparks of the shchin akdoisha that rejuvenate the soul of the fellow. He says, your mistake, Reb Groise Bal Madrega Seeker, yeah, your mistake was twofold. You were looking for Groise Madregas, you were looking for big Giluim and everything. So you decided you're going to fast. So besides the fact that your koiches physically, you weren't getting anything, but your whole tainus, the fasting, the whole sigufim, was totally not rachniistic oriented. It was total gaiva. It was total klipa. The big tzaddikim that fast mishabbos l'shabbos, you know where they get their koich from? They get the koich l'ki because they're doing a mitzvah of tikkun tshuva, and the mitzvah, the chiyus, and the kedusha of the act that they're doing gives them chiyus to continue. There's a mitzvah of kedusha. They're doing mitzvah tshuva. The segufim that they're doing is a mitzvah. They're doing it totally for the sake of heaven. They don't mean themselves at all. Totally, completely. So therefore, the tinus, it sounds funny, but the tinus, the fast, gives them koyach to continue going. Because there's a spark of kedusha in the action that they're doing. You, says the Heilige Baal Yisrael to the Shir, you say you weren't getting any food, so you hadn't known the tzotzit from the food going in you, and say your fast was totally clean because you meant gaiva. You didn't mean the Eibush done nothing. You meant madregas. So the fast wasn't either giving you anything. You were only getting some chiyas from mitzad the klipa, because your whole essence was maybe even a little bit sinful that you wanted to have madregas, because you felt that you're holding by somewhere. You're megashim. So therefore, by the time it came the end of the week, your whole chiyas of life was totally from klipa. So all of a sudden, you started getting klipa-related koiches. You started thinking, avoid the Zorah thoughts. You started thinking shmad thoughts, because that's the chiyas you were living on was mitzad klipa. So I had to make you a ticket. So what I do? Chazal tell us you have to listen to Chacham. Right? Smile for what Chacham tell us. You have a mitzvah to listen to the Chacham, a mitzvah to Shmoyel, the Divrei Chacham. So I went and I made a ticket. I was mitzvah you to fast. Mitzvah that I mitzvah you. That's a rough. The Heilige Yisrael said, so now you were fasting because I was mitzvah you to fast. And I was mitzvah you fast. I had a mind on that fast should be mamish a big ticket, and I knew that it was going to be a fast that you won't be able to make. And taka, it's going to bring you mamish down. And I didn't allow you to eat because had you eaten, it would have. This fast, mamish was laman because Yilushma Yildimah Chacham to do tshuva. It already worked out your whole essence until your mamish were almost about to die, and that wasn't the point. They didn't try to kill you. They just tried to be masakri to tshuva. And now go back. I continue serving the Eibishter with breakfast, with lunch, with supper. I mean, no.
Why didn't he have koyach? Well?
He was getting koyach from the klipa.
No, but why didn't he have koyach?
Oh, because the Heilige Yisrael made a tinus, that this tinus within 2 days was mamish harder than. Yeah, he made it an oifen that it was mamish a tshuva samishka. It was an equal tshuva for everything. All those tanation that he did with Tam the klipa. This tinus in a day and a half, 2 days, was so rough. The guy was dying. He almost goises. He almost passed away from the difficulty of the fast. So that tshuva, that was mamish. And why did he fast? Because it was tshuva. That was real tshuva. That was because the Heilige Abderov said, I'm commanding you as a tikkun. Now you got to fast. But that fast wasn't just like easy go.
Why didn't you get chiyus from it? Because it was.
There wasn't any. The point of it wasn't chiyus. The point was suffer. Point was, now you have to have a ticket of the Tanesim. He was so that's what made the ticket. He was Ad Mesiris Nefesh. The kunz over here was Mesiris Nefesh. What is a tzaddik like the Baba Sali fasting all week? It's Mesiris Nefesh for Klal Yisrael. He said one time, the elder Baba Sali, he said, people come to him and think that he's Ba'amoifis. Of course he was. And his Anivas, he said, people think I'm a big Ba'amoifis. You think I'm a Ba'amoifis? People come, they tell me they have it sorrow. I love them so much. I'm so broken. I say, I can't eat for the next few days. I can't. So for 3 days I fast for this Eid Sorrow. Fast 3 days for the man another Eid. You're probably Yeshua. And that's what I know. Another Eid, probably he would like to be not named, the big tzaddik. When he had more koiches, when he was a lot younger. This is what he used to do. He was a big part of the shoes. He started getting a name. He's still alive. But now he had a very big health applications. Wasn't able to do it. But I spoke to somebody that was driving him once. And it was mamish. It was 3 days into kindness. He didn't eat and drink by night. And the driver noticed that he was mamish like killing out. He was like, listen, why don't you drink something? He's like, I can't. I took upon myself a terrible sorrow for Eid at fasting 3 days for Chef Yeshua. It's a dinkum, you know what I mean? They work. It's a Mesiris Nefesh. This guy, the first Tanesim he was doing was not Mesiris Nefesh. It was covered in gaiva. All of a sudden, the Heilig after was like, now you fast. The guy was mamish, couldn't make it. There was Mesiris Nefesh. Now is Masak and all those, and he was able to eat. The Kuda is that we have a derech of the Baal Shem Tov, that faket, which we didn't even get to. So this, one second, before we get to that, so there was the meaning of Sigufim, which was in the Doris Akoidman, certain the Shamas, there is a Musig, I heard some Rebbe Shemai once, that is the Shamas that the Shaykh in the Sigufim. Faket, it's Geschmack for them Sigufim. For us, it's Geschmack is like pizza. That was Geschmack at times. It's a different makeup. It's a different Beseder. Right? Like the Heilige Baba Sali, there's Geschmack in it. But it's forget. The had some time, but they couldn't eat. There was Matthias. But you have the Tzadikim that avoid was Daf Ketit. Different Matthias. Different Matthias. Tainis deeper. Right? But the Sfardim, it's very big. They have days where they sit and learn all day. They have coffee and biscuits sometimes. Tainis deeper. Tainis deeper is. But we have another derech, which we're going to discuss. First of all, Shem Tov already said that I came to teach that Sigufim is a thing of the past. First, we know, Davar Pasha, try to fast, Be'ez Hashem, you guys know, the married guys know, Shalom Bayis is off talk. You fast, you have no koich, can't take it to kids. Malamed's not allowed to fast. Whereas, little Jamitas try to sit and learn a Gemara, Mishnayos during the Titus. The Iker, what the Tzadikim and Mitim have taught us, first of all, Avada, the easy, shmeezy stuff, which is out of the mikveh, Tikkun Klali, Kriya Shema Shalamita. These are things that we've already discussed. Avada. Number one is, you can't be toivel v'sharon to be other. Person has to make sure that if he does have technology, that it's filtered, not to be able to fall chas v'chalil to klipas. You have to have gedarim, 100%. But after all of that, there's a singular aspect that this is what's matzil Klal Yisrael, and there's no akosha, there's no saying, oh, this is a metzias, a mitias, this is the real remedy. And achamon, avada, it works when a person is trying to become close to the Rebbe. And that is the inyan of serious limud Torah. Now, serious limud Torah can mean a few things. It could mean avada that has the koiches to be able to sit and be seen over oikar harim. He's sitting over a Blad Gemara, Rashi, Toisus, Rambam, Shoyim, Achroinim, all the way through the Zohar and the Sugya. Chayzish, Mamish, Tif, but not everybody's blessed in order to do that. And not everyone's mechuyev to do that. There's another aspect which we know. You have to infuse himself with Torah. You have to infuse. Inject yourself with Torah. Inject. You need all different types of vitamins. Mishnah, Oisis Neshama. You need the Gemara. Chazal already told us, Shlomo Karlina has a lotion from that the Gemara has a lotion that's an Indian of Gamra, which is coals, which that the person's oisik, and Gemara burns out all the klipas. We had Chazal already said, right? The famous. We had a Pidyon Aben last week, and we know that Chaim Sonnenfeld told somebody once. He said, "I know something else besides a Pidyon Aben, which is also Pei Dalet, which is a big Pidyon for taking Pei Dalet tinies, and that is a Daf Gemara. Daf is also Pei Dalet. A Daf A daf Gemara, Pei Dalet is also Pei Dalet. He said, besides Pidyon Ben, he said also a daf Gemara is also Pei Dalet. Right? You know, a person sits and learns. A person has every single day a Seder, the halacha. Right? The Rebbe tells us clearly. A person learns halacha. When a person learns halacha, he's mavar's dam. His whole dam, it makes room. You mavar the isra and the heter. It doesn't just create in your seichel and the teas, which is the most important thing, to know what's right, being mavar right from wrong, but it actually goes into the blood system. The more a person learns halacha, the more a person becomes clear in what's right and what's wrong. He's mavar his whole essence, he's mekadosh himself, and he separates, and he makes birurim. A person who learns the heilige Torah Kedosha, and a person mafrat, there was a Hamian ritzufis, which is meaning the idea, I'm sure there's big Zachar ritzufis, but on a basic idea, I'm not saying anything but says that a person is making a serious commitment. That now I'm learning for the next X amount of time. I just saw the pamphlet this week, even 1.5 minutes. It's on the English, even 1.5 minutes. Everybody according to know what they can do. Now, I always said in Besh with 5 minutes. Could be read the Sadoris now, that's 1.5 minutes. But even whatever it is, a person has a slum, they do 5 hours, 5 blot, who knows. But the Matisse is a person that mamish makes a time for him. You have to be realistic. I could say, I can have the next 7 minutes. 7 minutes? I shut off my phone for 7 minutes. Today's everyone's on the phone all day. So it's very hard to even 10, 15 minutes. You have to schmooze, you have to have patience, I can probably lock myself in as a special, lock myself in a room, in his body's room. 7 minutes, I'm just going to say Mishnais. 7 minutes, I'm just going to learn Gemara. Try to see 2 lines of Gemara to know about something that makes it a serious commitment, that it goes into the head. Person Zoiche, like we said from the Rebbe, the Friedrich Lubavitcher Rebbe, that he got from his father, the one Mishnah to walk around with every day. One Mishnah, a person with Tzison, a person becomes a Heilige Yid, involved in Torah, infuses his essence with Torah. That is the most healthiest, that is the best, that is the biggest commitment. That when a person Zoiche that infuses himself with the Zelim Azeh, and what could you ask more if the Torah itself says, the Eibush himself says, Marasi Yetzer Hara. Oh boy, I'm doing. No, but Rasi Torah Tavlin. What it means, I have to learn like the Masmid and the biggest yeshiva. I have to learn what Eibush gave me the koiches, but whatever koiches I have, I have to put myself into it. I have to learn. I make Mechadism at seas of learning. And Avada, if a person like can make some time to learn Be'in, Avada that versteht goes into the brain, and your brain starts making calculations. And the Hedgun Esascha already tells us that every positive thought that I have in Kedusha literally is an eraser over bad machshavas. Literally, just like a blackboard. You just start to a person could be ma'amik in a sugya and a toisvis in a halacha in a sugya. You take out a shayla suchuvas and your mom is looking at you being mavar and your head starts working instead of thinking all of the other types of things. A person starts learning and starts avada the cup very heilig. You got a heilig cup. And if a person can't do that, the riboy amiris mishnayis. I'm sure I told you guys the story. And one time I have to do tshuva, and nobody should learn any asmada from me. Please, I'm begging you. Maybe other things. I'm still looking. I have to become a master myself. But one day I was a master. As my grandfather's friend of Rocha, Gabriel Mandel, was his, I think, first year in Zeit, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was the second year in Zeit. One of his yard Zeit, and I got the people so I wanted to make a scene for him. So, and I had anything to make a scene, so I decided in the morning I got up and I figured do Mishnais, I'll finish a whole Seder, then I can make a hadron. And I took it a Seder Kachim, and from the morning till late afternoon with Vishkia, just did a few times Chai Parakim. It was a few times Chai Parakim. I have to tell you, I can't say I ever did it again. Chai Parakim I've done, but Mamish a whole Seder in one bite and one go of Mamish Mishnah. I have to tell you, and it's not gaiva, it's nothing. It's just I'm telling you, Matisse, I did it once. The person gets said they did something which is so gishmak in order to make that everyone else should do it, and I should do it again. It was a so gishmak. I'm telling you, I finished the whole Seder Kachim in a couple of hours. I started after Shachar, still in the afternoon. I felt so heilig that if anybody needed to light a candle, my face was on fire. You were able to just light the candle off my nose. Not my nose, my cheeks are sure. I felt the fire, I felt the Asian. It was so heilig. I came up and see him, watched the work, because a reboot when a person sits and learns Torah. Nobody was able to fire me. If I would have told that I'm say the country, I don't know which Mishnais was in there. I just sat down, I hacked up all Mishnais. I learned, I fresh. Mamish, I didn't really think I ate anything. Maybe I had I'm just sitting and learning. But what happens is, as you're saying the words of the Mishnayos, the words of the Torah, I was trying to think what I was saying. Fine, I'm sure I had some thoughts in the middle of it. I'm sure. I'm a human. But as I was saying the Reba Mishnayos, that means my eyes, my soul, my moyach, was like to see the words of the Heilige Torah, one after the next, machloikis with Beishamais and Beisilus, with Remainers, with different Mishnayos, and Mamish pounding, infusing, and parak after parak, Mishnah after Mishnah, started cleaning out my soul. I felt it. I felt the car wash. I felt, you ever went to the car wash there at Pesach when you're in the car and the outside is getting smashed, you feel like you're in a shower, even though you're not getting just the car. It's a second schmack, you feel like, wow, I'm so clean. You know, your whole car is getting clean from the outside. Here, the Matthias is, as you're learning Mishnayos, the Matthias is, you're becoming rubbed out clean. You're becoming shiny. The Matthias is a person sits himself down and makes a realistic, and this you need akshonas gedolah ad moed. You need akshonas gedolah ad moed. But this is so important. 2 minutes, Kevin, I'm going to have my important zach. And this is what brings us to Nekuda Mitis. This kind of reading the Torah is the best medicine for Pagam Bris. Because I've had the Tikkun Klali, takes you a few minutes after Shachar. You can say Tikkun Klali, go to the mikveh. But in order to be Menatseach over the Yitzhahara, in order to mamish get yourself on track in Kedusha, is the Riba of Oisius HaTorah. The person takes out a Masechta and just mamish with a geschmack. Yeah, look at the Mishnah. And you just go through your schmack and try to, if you get something, you get something. If not, you still get something because it goes inside the soul. It goes inside the person. And the person is to be the zakich and retire himself to the highest levels. Here for 2 minutes, I want to just share till 7:10 on this clock. I will have my Bez Hashem. This avoid of Limud Torah. Very few people know about it. It's a first Sicha involved. Anybody that says otherwise, some people say, yeah, this must be, that must be, and best of his makrish doesn't really mean literally. It's not true. It means literally. The Rebbe wrote a sefer that wasn't literal. The Rebbe wrote a sefer that was literal. The Rebbe wrote a sefer that's eitzes. Those are one of the kind of Rebbe tases, and that's not the Sichas of the Rebbe. What the Rebbe said wasn't that for you to go and dissect what the Rebbe meant. The Rebbe Nosson said over what the Rebbe meant. Matthias. English boiler. Yes, they make this English boiler. No, English boiler. Yeah? So you're going to go to the Rebbe said, Sicha involved. That the Ike is the Reboy Hasmada learning to say that. So you're not allowed to do that. And Avada that was doing sorry, but the rest are fine. So you have big Talmid Chacham. That for them, they know a lot. So for them, it's even geschmack. Sometimes because they go Reboy Liba, they know. But the Eitzah the Rebbe gave, not for them, gave for us. Also for them, for everybody. And he that can't learn could sit in the hack, prokim mishnayos. Whoever is going to say that they can't listen to Messiah's different doors, but I'm in today's generation and I'm afflicted by the tzaros of today's generation, and I can tell that this is the only remedy. So maybe other people that are for sure greater than me and from a different door that'll say that the learner is very garnished. Whoever takes for this thing with the Torah from this generation, maybe it's just a loopy. And because they don't understand enough the matzah of today. Today, the only way is when a person sits and get hack, sticker, just fly through. Eventually, avad l'chapachesha, the people that will learn. This Mechama was led by the Marosh Resort. It's going to be Be'ez Hashem Wednesday, right? Not Wednesday. On Shabbos Mamash. Shabbos Mamash. Marosh Resort, the Rocha. And maybe Meshach will discuss more of him. He was a Yid that was Moisa Nefesh, piece of his yonis, his whole life. I grew up with him in Bar Park. Nobody knew of him. Nobody looked at him. The only thing that you knew of him was that you couldn't eat a slice of pizza in Bar Park without getting a bunch of pamphlets in your face. And these people, my mom was like, well, who is this? People don't know who wrote it. Nobody was Boydik who wrote it. For myself, I can say that it's one of the things that saved my life. Maybe in other times, we'll discuss it. Mom was being a 12-year-old child, kid, maybe even 13, maybe even 11, finding this and seeing the chizuk, how he was most nefesh to think about me. Maybe he didn't mean me specifically, it meant every year in Klal Yisrael, the chazik that there's an eight, there's no Yiddish, they can claim, and they can the chizuk on the Kedusha, and they can that there's such a thing holiness. And he went and he taught to avoid it. Let me see, his nefesh, mamish, a piece of his yonis, everyone cursing him out, but he went. and he was Zoiche to be Megala, the remedy that the Rebbe was Megala Sicha, and well, people didn't listen to it. He was Mafars with Bechol Tfutz Zoilem. He could take a Mishnah, he could take a Gemara, he could take a Shulchan Aruch, he could take and I was just sit and be. And today is a door, as you guys saw Shabbos in Yavniel, and Matthias, of boys that are 9, 10 years old, instead of reading comics all day and who knows what, and all the reading kosher books. Halavai Finsky doctor say kids that are finishing Shas, 10 years old, 11 years old, every year. Yes, they're reading, but what's the idea? They're being regardless of us mother. Comes geschmack. Of course, to have a sipur. And if the kid's smart, he gets something in the gadata. And if you're not get to cheshik, and the Torah itself does the healing that's necessary, that a person can be zoichet later, that he's seen the words of Shas. There's a Matisse here Shemaim also before the Chasana and a minute that a Chassan should go through Shas, even without understanding. There's a Matthias, I think by some of the Chazanish Talmud, maybe Chaim Kanievsky, before the Bar Mitzvah. Fine, maybe it's a little bit more understanding. I'm sure it wasn't the deepest of all the kids finished Shas before the Bar Mitzvah. And I'm sure Shitchisi himself, and then he also have Riba Yamir and Mamela, Zoichet to understand later, right? And this is something which today we have to understand, that if a Yid makes himself time, that's an easy way to have Ritzufis. You know that I'm not getting up from today until I do now 5 black tomorrow, 5 Barakah Mishnayos, whatever it is, that's Ritzufis. First, I'm sitting down, I shut my phone, I don't talk to anybody, if I'm in my Medrash, please don't talk to me now until I get up, whatever it is, person, and he makes himself, he infuses himself with the Torah Kedusha, and that's the Torah Tavim that he has the koiches to fight against the riboy of the other side, and it's makrish the other side, and it turns his heart on fire to serve the Eibishter, and he's going to be loichem ba'avulcham amitish of Torah, and to be menatzeich of all the klipas, and the tshuva amitish and the kedusha iloch. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.